Hallo, hallo, hallo. Test, test, test. La 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 la. It is 12 o'clock, 6th August 2024. The last time this wasn't visible here. 6th August. And I've just uploaded something on my channel here. This one. It's the same like this one. Like a little bit of what's going on. Video diary, long-term voice. This can be pretty interesting, I think. It's a documentary. Yeah, I edited this. Then, what's going on? If you look here, and even more on the other screens. Wait, I want to show this for 1 second. Can you see this? It's all of this here. And it's like, instead of that I watch a few of them and learn them, I'm adding now daily more and more. That's a little bit annoying. So eventually I'll have to start to reduce these watching and learning and da. But yeah, I really dived into Houdini now. Yeah, videos like this here. It's actually a pretty good beginner tutorial. Here, you can also do the donut in Houdini. That's really good. Just look at the front page here. My algorithm is pretty good now. I can simply do all of these, learn and get better. Courses I've watched as well. If you look at Udemy here, now I have here 3 here, even more. Over here a little bit with programming even, but yeah, I think this will be replaced by AI soon, so I'm not diving too much into this. Also, I bought this thing here from here. If you look, he's probably one of the biggest people in the area, and he's using Houdini. He did for WandaVision a few spell effects. He has his course now, and here I bought it. Pretty good. Houdini is cool. I like it a lot. General from the programs. Wait a second. Ta-da. If you watch the other video I recorded there, 3D code, I'm now daily using. 3D code, really cool. And then here a few world creation programs. I didn't dive that much into it yet, but with this you can do a lot of cool things as well. That's also pretty strong. I found Learn Squared here. This one I've already finished, really good, and this one I'm learning right now, and he's also using a Photoshop for making the background. Here the Houdini stuff and so on. I will fully dive into this now. This will make a big difference. That's pretty cool. Here I contacted him. Here what I wrote here. Thank you so much. I'll hypergrade now get really good at. In 1 year we do cool collab, okay. He didn't answer because I think this was too, yeah. I'm serious about this now. This is pretty cool. A little bit childish, a little bit naive, and yeah, but consistent. If you have something stuck in your mind and you continue years over years, eventually you get better. If you spend hours in it, then that's a good thing. And what I've just seen here on the thumb, yeah, here.
Logan Paul
That's going again. If you look here, I spoke about this over a year ago, I think. Here, Builders Business. This was 2023. And now it's even going, and he sued CoffeeZilla, and I'm like, why? This is going on way too long. A little bit cringy. I don't know. But in general, a lot of stuff is going on. In Germany, a lot of big influencers got exposed and got a shitstorm, and yeah, stuff with Mr. Beast is going on as well. This made me sad, because it's not even on the front page. Like, if you only Google Mr. Beast, he's not even.
This might be the.
It's the first thing. I think a lot of people think in good and bad people, and in hero and villain and so on. And him, I would consider as a good person. Obviously, like, he is the number one. But now, yes, that there are a lot of stuff, and I don't really care. I don't really use Twitter, and I'm not into this. And I, like, if you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh yeah, now I have to really care about stuff like this. Well, what I really didn't like, he even asked
If you want to.
Elon a year ago, 2 years ago, if something happens to Elon, if he can get Twitter. And this is like obviously a joke, but when you do these jokes, there's always a little bit of truth in it, and you're a little bit serious when you say, oh, eventually he'll be president or something like this. There's always a little bit of truth. And now here, if you are a little bit into this, it's so ridiculous. There are now videos exposing him, and you faked stuff and you did gambling and so on. And most of this, I was like, yeah, okay, well, not valid criticism, but a few points are actually valid criticism. And people are writing this in here, but they are deleting it. This here is a form of democracy as well, where you can say your opinion and where you can say this is not he is the hero and he has to wait till the storm is over and everybody else is wrong. No, that people have actual valid things here to say, but they delete the comments. I was very disappointed by this, that he simply wants to keep going and pretend that nothing happened and so on, and that's embarrassing and sad and disappointing. People were criticizing that he used CGI in his videos, but there was like, are you kidding me? That's obvious. I knew this a year ago. I even recreated this year. If you look at this, I did this explosion here, and this explosion is in the train video as well. And I was like, what? The public didn't know this. Okay, but with gambling or with chocolate and so on, like he's saying that chocolate is healthy like that. Especially him having Crohn's disease. Like he has an inflamed gut. I've never really understood why he did burgers and chocolate. These two are literally the main things that are not things you should eat when you have this disease. I'm eating very healthy. I have a lot of good stuff here, but definitely no sugar. And no corn. Don't eat corn. Corn is bad for every human being. Don't eat bread. This is such a myth from the medieval times. Don't eat bread. This will get over. The majority doesn't care. A few care and are criticizing, but this will disappear, I think. And then with Logan and CoffeeZilla is also, I don't know. Then what's going on as well? Finally, Biden a step back. There was really, really concerned because Trump versus Biden would have been Kamala Harris started. And now a woman as a leader of the US would be pretty interesting. I thought a lot about this, the difference between a male and a female leader. I think the average man goes for honor, and for when it comes down to country against country and who presses the buttons, men are way more likely to escalate. Think about it. Historical battles, Greeks, Romans, etc. 1,000 men in front of you, you're running towards them, sword, shield. You know you will die, but because men are next to you and you don't want to look like a coward, you will keep running, even though you will die. And so men put honor above life, but women don't do this. So I think especially in these times where it is very important that to de-escalate, World War III would be the end of most things. Winning would cost too much. It is not possible that a country wins World War III. Everybody would lose. So it is one of the highest priorities to put people in charge now to de-escalate and to talk, to communicate instead of fighting. And there, I think she might be the right person. A few people say that she's not that smart, and I understand what they mean by this, like she's reading from prompts and but obviously you don't get in this position if you're stupid. She's still in the top 1%. You don't get lawyer and do all that stuff if you're stupid. But also what you have to think, what's the ideal leader? The super hyper genius, very smart people like Putin, Jinping, Viktor Orban. These are all very smart people with their own plans and own ideas. So they do their own ideas and are able to manage entire countries. That's impressive if you think about it. But for the US, I think somebody who listens is more important. That she goes to all people who have good ideas and then simply says, okay, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? And then she makes the decisions based on what people have to say. That's technically the ideal leader. And then she can also listen to people like Trump. I wasn't 100% against Trump in the end. The US is a business, is one of the biggest business ideas ever. People went from Europe there to set up their stuff, their American dream. So economics are the most important factor there. So people like him, still can give advice and still should be heard, but they should not be the people who do the last decisions, who have the last word. Interesting times we're living in. In 50 years, kids will learn this in history books, and history is written right now. This will be pretty interesting. If you look at this year, Trump shooting Simplicissimus 1.7 million. There was a little bit upset because I could have done something like this as well. It's not that hard. Like, I don't want to copy them, but the next time some historical event like this is going to happen, I will do something like this as well. Then again to Mr. Beast. I think why that many people reacted upset about it. I think most people don't really care. I don't use Twitter. I don't care what other people have to say or to think that much. In 2 months, nobody will speak about it anymore, and all this stuff. It's just air. It's not relevant long term wise. But I think why a lot of people got upset is because they got, or I got the feeling as well, is that he thought that he's smarter than most other people, and that's really. Because most people are in average jobs, have average money, average life. And if then somebody who, through something considered as not hard, creative, different, weird, but not 10 years of studying at university, getting a doctor, master, bachelor, whatever, is harder than this, or different. And then people go through this normal life and they know they have to work till 70. They get really upset when somebody like him is trying to trick them, trying to say, yeah, well, the boat only cost €1 or $1, even though it didn't. And then the evidence is there, but he still keeps pretending. They are also then kept thinking, and it's kind of obviously these videos are well done and engaging, and you want to watch and keep watching and but he's the biggest. There's nothing above this. And that's, if you think about it, that's a little bit like, where are the Einsteins, the Da Vincis, the Michelangelos of our time? And why? Like, they exist. There are brilliant artists, brilliant people out there, but the majority of people is not watching them. Why? I think a good amount, or a big reason, is because people, after you come from work at home or from school and you're a little bit, yeah, well, now you lay on your bed and you want to chill, relax. And then watching somebody who is apparently better, it makes you feel bad, but you want to feel good watching social media or videos. So, and then I kept thinking how this might look like in 100 years. And I think in 100 years it will be more like SimCity, and everyone has his own simulations and VR glasses, and then these suits where you can feel touch, like when you touch something in VR that you actually, that your suit is simulating this, and then you walk through virtual world, you look like you want to look. You are who you want to be. You have people around you who you want to have, and it will be such an illusion. But I think the majority of human beings will fall for it. Will go for it. And resource what I said it's in the last video, it's a good thing. If you go in vacation in real life, you cause a lot of trouble. If you go in vacation or you travel to wherever you want to travel, virtual, you're not harming anybody. You're just using electricity. But if we have enough electricity, then that's no problem. So yeah, a lot of these thoughts go through my mind. Then yeah, not a lot of Da Vinci stuff. Just look at the color wheel down here. See this? That's amazing. I start to understand color. I'm doing a lot of Da Vinci stuff. I quit my grocery store after over 3 years. This was sad. I liked the people there, but yeah, eventually I had to go because now I'm working professionally at a consulting brand, marketing agency. We do a lot of stuff for different companies, and this is exactly what I've studied, exactly what I can do and want to do. And I forced myself now to 100% use DaVinci Resolve. So I did the swap now from CapCut to DaVinci. And now I'm basically getting paid for getting better at DaVinci, which is amazing. Now I'm really forced to use it every day. And I earn more than twice as much money there. So I can spend it in a lot of courses. You've already seen these. Learn Squared here, a lot of good stuff. The Houdini stuff. Udemy I'm doing a lot. Long-term wise, this shall result in Rebel Way, which is kind of the leading company from them. But if you look at the prices, yeah, why 700? Make it, this is so much. Make it 300 or something. But they are good. They are apparently the best out there. Maybe I can get every month or every second month, one of these. But first, anyways, there are so many good things on just now the algorithm. See, algorithm. If I watch all of these, then this will be fine. Then the next project's plans for this month is Punisher here. I have never participated at this, but interesting. I have here already the templates here. I will not use these. I will make my own animations, but the prices are cool. I will not win, but yeah, I'm now finally at a point where I can do cool stuff. Robert Downey Jr. is now this interesting decision. We'll see in 2 years how this is going to turn out. We'll participate at this now. I will do some angel versus demon stuff with some cool sky and so on, yeah. And then we'll make a breakdown about it. And then, after this month, I think the Punisher challenge has a deadline. And then, the month after this, perfect timing. Because if you look here, one of the first things I've started with were Rings of Power stuff. And the next season, ta-da! And I'm thinking about making a review thing every week and building something. But now, this time, not cardboard, but in 3D. This mask I could now recreate in 3D code. This mountain and so on as well. I can do most of these things now. And I'm only 2 years in. I thought about this. I'm still pretty fast. Yes, I wasted some time here. Here I thought I was fast, but I wasn't. But now with Udemy and so on, I'm learning now with a system. I'm not wasting any more time, even though the videos are not, yeah. So, yeah, it's a very important step between, I think. Because I've said this a lot in the past years, but now I actually might be at a point where I can really start creating stuff, cool stuff, good looking stuff, like the Houdini. I've watched this, wait a second, I'm tweeting. Yes, it's skill and so on, but he did a lot of these good movies he did. I watch a lot of these. There are a lot of demo reels. Yeah, and here such an Houdini video and so on. It's all there. Curious where this is now heading to, but I feel it that this is going in a good direction. So yeah, this looks cool. Hello, you found an Easter egg. I will do this from now on in all these videos. I've written down thoughts in the past weeks. I'm doing this since years. Can be a cool idea to put this in the end, or yeah, somewhere in the end of each video from now on. And these are not things you find anywhere else. If you are into success, business, or into these educational books, these all, or if you scroll on Instagram and find these motivational sites and so on, you won't get this here. These are really things I came up with and I only find here. I don't see anywhere else. Always 5 to 10 minutes, just random thoughts out of context, but long-term wise interesting to hear, I think. Not as an educational purpose, but depends on how successful this year is going to be. And if a lot of people will see this, then a lot of people will care, will listen to all of this here. So I have a few notes here and I'll go through each of these. They are based on environment, on things that are going on that I see. First note, wishful thinking. Elon Musk spoke about this there. You might have already heard this once, but I kept thinking, kept working on it. And I think most people are doing this, and you see examples where this is happening. One thing I've seen and I saw on my own behavior as well, now I've stopped it, but I did it. Instagram and TikTok, saving things. You save motivational quotes, things you want to do, ideas, etc. You always click on save and they land in the save folder. And theoretically, you could watch them whenever you want, but you don't. It is more enjoyable to every day when you reopen your phone to keep searching for new things. When was the last time that you looked everything through your save folder? Usually we are not doing this. In the same way, I think the majority of human beings, 99%, are living that way. If you look at the average human being right now, living in a little house or in a little flat, average job, average everything, none of these is actually accepting this reality. I think most people think one day I will be I will be very successful. One day. But they won't, because there's a big difference between people who actually do stuff and people who only say they or think they. We don't like it to feel bad. So we create realities, create things around us to feel better. And that's dangerous because you're stuck and because time flies. Meaning, if you're now 20 years old, it will go like this and you're 25. Now I'm 23 and I used the past years. I learned a lot and I did a lot. But I know a lot of people who are stuck, who did not change that much. This is not for meant to give advice. These things are for myself and I can rewatch it whenever I want. Then also everything. And yes, I could simply record this and not upload it. I like the tickle. The theoretically billions of people could watch this eventually. So it's motivating. So just take the information and do whatever you want out of it. Next thought, 3D people are very cool. I like them a lot. Blender people, the community, Houdini people, now the Punisher challenge and the people I'm in Discord with a few people every day. Very good, very smart people. Very happy with that. And also an interesting industry because you're not that high in outperforming your opponents or the concurrents. You just do as well as you can and everybody else as well. But if somebody lands a job at a big VFX company or at a big, if you do the next spot for Coca-Cola at Christmas or something like this, no other 3D artist will be angry at you. They'll be happy for you. They'll get inspired. Everyone inspires each other. Reddit, Blender Reddit, it's amazing. People are just giving feedback and talking and sharing thoughts. I feel very well in this. And also, if you look at Hollywood, it is so ridiculous how much attention actors get and how much money and how much fame, even though they do maybe 20% of the thing. I got interrupted, but I will simply continue because I was talking about the Blender people, and it's interesting that douchebags, loud people, elbow people are more successful. Well, not interesting, it's understandable because they are doing Trump, Jake Paul, these loud characters that are not really talented or in any form, but they nevertheless make millions. Then this is probably something you've already heard if you are into this, but it is nevertheless something important to say, even though it's paradoxical because I produce and I want you to consume. Don't consume, but produce. Very easy, very basic. It goes for spending money, it goes for social media, it goes for most things, especially in these times. And yes, I'm producing and I want people to consume the videos, but they are inspiration. They are not a waste of time. I have no problems with this. And I'm spending majority of my time every day by watching inspirational things as well. These demo reels from artists that are better. I get ideas from them. That's big. Very important. Changes perspective a lot. But also in 50 years or in 100 years, this still will be the major thing. If you create levels or movies or any form of virtual content, or if you consume it, there will be these big two differences. Smart people and dumb people, hardworking and not hardworking people that also work at weekends, that don't care about work-life balance. There will be this difference between people. And then also between rich and poor. That's a conclusion out of this. And I think the longer this goes, and if you started young in it, if you are now 5-year-old and it's normal for you to go on social media every day and to consume and consume and consume, it will be nearly impossible to get out of this. And I think humanity gets more and more stupid. If I look right now at Twitch or in general at YouTube, at cool projects from YouTubers, from celebrities, but also movies. Movies also get worse. Not any cool ideas anymore. Compare big movies 20 years ago with now. I see in development of people getting worse. There was a tweet recently from Elon Musk. I've retweeted it with, I'll blend it here. Strong characters create good times. In these good times, then weak people, because they don't have to do anything. And then these weak people create bad times. And now we are right now in a time where weak people don't have to do a lot, don't want to work. There are people in Germany talking about 4 days of work. That's ridiculous. A few decades ago, people worked 6 or even 7 days per week, and I'm doing this as well. It's not logic to only work half per week and to still make enough money. Work your ass off when you are young. Use the time you have. That's probably one of the best advice you can get. I've thought about this. Technically, it's a good thing right now that the majority of young people, but people in general, are not that good. Because think about it. The alternative would be, I always think at Spock, Vulcanians, where elite children are in their holes and working all day long, getting super smart, working extremely hard, and gaining all the knowledge. Think about it. How would society look like if everybody would have good grades and would work very, very hard and would do everything? Then still only 5 to 1% would be very successful. That's paradoxical. School is not meant to have everybody having good grades. You need people who are very good. You need people who are not that good, so that it gets spread out into different forms of jobs. So, and this is one of the reasons why I did a lot in 2021-22, because I thought that more and more young people would think like me and would use COVID lockdown to improve themselves, to have 2-3 years of fully grinding, fully improving. But this didn't. Most people went for pleasure, for entertainment, for using their time, which is not stupid. You should do this because you don't know how much time you've left, how the next lockdown is going to be. It was for sure not the last pandemic in this world. But this doesn't mean that you should not use the time wise and efficient. Then next point. This is not an informational point, but I want to have this said at least once. I've said it already a year ago, 2 years ago, but I've watched a few videos again of me with the green screen thingies here and here. And they have said, I'm now here. This would confuse you now. And yeah, a few other things that might seem arrogant. That might look very, I say this now once and this goes forever. I can requote this in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years. I'm not doing anything of this to show off. That's the truth. I don't wake up in the morning and have the desire to, oh, I'm that great, I'm that. And then I say, well, no. It may happen, especially in these videos where I talk, but also long-term wise when I can do insanely cool videos that I'm, for the purpose of saving time, just for being efficient and fast, that I simply say things. And they are then true and fast and efficient, but might not be super polite or might not have considered everything, and some people might get hurt by it, or it might look arrogant or something like this. I'm aware of this. I know this, and this will get more long-term wise, but no negative assumptions here. Success is through comparing with others. Very interesting thought. Having a little house and a little car in Africa, you're a rich person. 50 years ago or 100 years ago, you also would be a rich person. Keeping thinking that way, if everybody would be millionaire and would have a big house, you still would go for the 1%. The most beautiful women still go for the best. If the best would be a little apartment and a little car, then most would go for them. So just an interesting thought. You might keep thinking. I'll keep thinking about it as well. Something might come out of it. And then connecting to this, I think more and more people are aware of this. I might be wrong, but I think it's developing in this direction that looks matter. They matter so much. Job, school, university, everywhere. If you are looking good, you are more likely to get a good job. People assume that you're smart. You are more respected. You have more attractive partners, etc. And what to take out of this? Work on yourself. Fairly interesting is the majority of people, if they would have to rate themselves, would say they are a 7. No matter how good or bad looking you are, most people say they are a 7 because 6 sounds bad and 8 sounds too high. But if you want to be big, successful, and you work on your mind, you go to university, you learn a lot of things, you also should work on your physical appearance because it's a part of this. It's not the most important thing, but it matters. And this is a prediction, it will matter more and more and more. Through Instagram, through social media, you are more likely to get a lot of views when you're looking good. People stop and just look at your face. There are more and more accounts of young people that are just showing their face. 100,000 likes just for showing their face. And if you think about it with AI, even right now, more and more people are doing most jobs. You are not that special in most jobs, and it will get more and more selective, or it will get less and less payment because more and more people are willing to do this job for a lower and lower price and replaced by AI. Most average jobs can be replaced within the next 50 years. So these are all little plus points you can collect. This is also when I show selfies in the last diary videos, where I'm like stuff like this. I'm not looking super good, but I'm also not looking bad, and I'm working on it. This is why I gain weight. I don't like it, and I like the thought that humanity goes for inner stuff and for that we are. This is subconsciously, if you show a newborn the face of a picture of an ugly person and a beautiful person, the baby will look 80-90% at the beautiful person. This is subconsciously that we are attracted by good looking things. So use this information and go on looks maxing. Work on your physique. It's attractive. It's not even about looking like a model, but it is attractive to work on your physique, to show that you care about your mind, but also about your physique, at the inner and the outer things. I think that's a good advice, and this will stay true forever, because these are really things that cannot be faked. Yes, with surgery and stuff, but having a good physique and so on, you can't fake fitness, etc. At least not right now. And then, just like the looks matter way more than the average society thinks also that money makes happy. It's also kind of true that there's nothing wrong with this. It's still in the mouth of most people, but it's nothing wrong with desiring these things. It's motivating, it's pushing you. Then, again, completely different point, out of context, but it will be an important thing, and I like to talk about it now than within the next years and in general, because I now feel that it's already very late, and I wish I would have done this a year ago, 2 years ago. But what I have to keep in mind, long-term wise, 2030, 2040, etc. This is still the beginning here. So even if I say these things now, this is still the origin story kind of. So overpopulation. I have thought a lot about this. Right now, 8 billion people, and in Europe and the US there are not that many people, but Asia, Africa, no matter what political direction you have, no matter if you're from the wokeness or if you're left or right or whatever, there are things you can say about the future that are 100% true. And overpopulation, there's Helmut Schmidt, chancellor from Germany, a few decades ago, and he spoke about this even then, and he did already these predictions, and they are true. 8 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion. This will lead to massive problems, but nobody's speaking about it. All politicians are focused on getting re-voted. They are not focused on changing things or on preparing things. And most people only get active when it's urgent, when it hurts. Before, they don't care. But these things, they will cause so big problems. Billions of refugees. And this is 100%. It's going to happen. So one of the biggest things, long-term wise, will be to go to Africa, to Asia, to say, hey, stop getting more children. And this is very rude, because it's the purpose of life, if you think about it. One of the main reasons. And to go there and to say, hey, you are not allowed to get more kids, while rich people will still be allowed to do it, or Europeans, because there are not that many people. This is uncomfortable, but I have the feeling that the longer we wait, the longer this is going, the more and more uncomfortable it will be. Right now, it only would look like, hey, only one child per family. Long-term wise, when we have 20 billion people, 30 billion people, it will get more drastic. If food is already getting, there are wars in Africa, in Asia, and millions of people in refugee camps, food, water, all of this I see there. I think it's horrible, obviously, and war and but most of these kids there, this wouldn't have been necessary if the parents simply wouldn't have gotten 8 kids per family. That's ridiculous. They put them in a world even though they have no money. That's not good. The kids did not deserve this. Then this goes in the direction of that I don't do these things to show off. Also, as a reaction, I hope people see this. I put these thoughts in the end of each video, meaning only people who really watch the video till here will find these thoughts. And I'm aware of that. Ideas, thinking out of the box, thinking unrealistic. I'm not considering physics from time to time. I'm not considering things that are right now not possible. Nevertheless, if you think about it, you have to think out of the box. You need crazy ideas. You need childish ideas to find solutions. Because if you are in the box and you only redo the same thing over and over again, you won't find anything new. Impossible will not happen. So, and reaction, I hope, down in the comments. And in general, don't say that it's not realistic or that it's impossible. This is not right or wrong. This is not a discussion I'm doing. This is just suggestive, and so you can do suggestions as well. And by this is, if a lot of people do this, we collect a lot of good ideas out of the book. That's the thing. So don't be a douchebag. Say that it's not possible. Then the stock market crashed a little bit and a lot of people lost 10% or something of their portfolio. I'm not investing in this. I invest in Blender courses, in Houdini courses and so on right now. But it's a scam. I dived a little bit into this. That if you buy stocks in an app, you're not buying it directly from the stock market. You are buying it from the person in between who chooses when to sell and when to rebuy from the stock market, meaning they make the money and you spending your few hundred, few thousands in your trading app. Even think about it, they are running ads about it in television, in the internet. If this is true for everything, the second millions of people are involved and can do it and not that hard, there's not much money laying there for the average human being. It's always gold rush. A few centuries ago, people went to the US to find their American dream, to find gold. And in the beginning, a few people made it and got millionaires by this. But then more and more people came, but less and less gold was found. And so this is repeating, and I think these things repeat more and closer and closer. Now, internet and views, and we'll see what will be the next big thing. But stock market, the same thing. The second a lot of people run there and buy and, oh, it's that easy to have your trading account and just, oh, I don't know anything about investment. And then, well, it's that easy these days. You just have to put money in there, then you will be rich. Scary that this is allowed. I can summarize these things. I am watching a few channels, Finanzfluss in Germany and so on. Since ever, I'm highly financially educated, but you can summarize these things into two things. Don't spend your money on bullshit. Don't spend it anywhere where you don't need, and increase your income. If you spend now, like, let's say you make 1,000 each month as a student and you put 500 aside, you are blocking yourself. Then you can only do things with 500. You can't invest, you can't buy good technology, you can't do stuff in your early 20s. That's death. You're not creating, you're just waiting for something to happen. That's not good. Instead, use it. Use the money in your early 20s. And then later, when you've used it wisely, you have a higher income. And then it makes a big impact if you then can put thousands, several thousand per month aside when you're 30, 40, 50. This is also something that switched a little bit my perspective through disease and so on. I didn't know how much time I had left. Now I'm healthy again, but why would I save till I'm when I'm 70 or 80, when I will never reach it? And this then leads to, well, spend it now, go on vacation, travel the world and so on. But I'm not a fan of this neither. Use your money for things that build stuff, that push you. I didn't go to vacation since a couple of years. I didn't spend money for fun in the last years. Not a lot, at least. So, yeah. This was it for now. I will do this now in every video. I think this can be long-term wise pretty interesting because right now nobody would listen. My brother watches these videos and a few others, but long-term wise, it's always depending on what you know about the person. It's always a question of perspective. If the things turn out the way I planned, millions of people will see this and want to watch it because they're interested on how I came. Then these things are educational, good advice, and interesting to watch. And for myself, I can rewatch it in a month, in half a year, in a year, and compare it. That's also good. That's, to some weird form, it's living forever. Think about it. This can also be watched in 1,000 years. So if you put everything you've ever done and everything you've ever thought in digital form, these things will live on forever. Alright. Now you will see a few more minutes of the other video, but yeah. Till the next time, till the next Easter eggs. I probably will do a few more videos now about it, but yeah, we will see. Maybe the next video will start with "I've told you" or something like this. Now, no grocery store anymore, so more time. Technically less time, but yeah, I have to edit a lot of videos now for the job there, but yeah, I'm still doing this every day. Have a lot of things here, a lot of courses. We will see where this will head to. I will do another diary video, let's go video soon, I think. I didn't say a lot of good things here, but yeah. Alright, I will eat something and then keep learning Houdini and then we'll attempt the the Punisher challenge. I think I have to do a custom animation. Yeah, like for sure. If you use these default things, then yeah, but can be pretty cool. And then I will do a breakdown video about it, how I did it and so on. This, yeah. Meanwhile, I keep doing sports. I'm gaining weight, getting wider. It's good. Eating good, healthy. I have to look my back. I sit very, very much, so I have to look that my chair is good, that I'm sitting good, and yeah, neck and so on. But then you're good to go. Anything important in here I missed? Yeah, no, but it's the most important thing is just this. Just a lot of information and a lot of tools, and yeah, you learn these, and then you can visualize whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's pretty much it. Alright. See you soon. I will keep learning now. Let's go.